Hey, what's up, guys? Banele here. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Art Time with
Nolu Nondalana.
Awesomeness. I'm happy to be here today. What about you?
I'm also happy.
Awesome. So, what's the topic for today?
Okay, today we'll be talking about your zero budget or your exposure. You can find filmmakers or your already established artists. Ziti, when they're scouting talents, we're working on zero budget. We're gonna give you exposure.
Is it something similar to when Mzansi Magic started? Ne?
Okay.
There were artists. By artists, I mean actors, actresses, like on your mainstream television, right? And then I how one a movie Mzansi Magic type of thing.
Okay. It depends. If you call the artist and say, this is a zero budget,
Yeah.
we're not going to pay you at all. It doesn't mean after 6 months we'll come back and pay you. No, we're not paying you. This is only for your exposure.
Okay, and what do you think about the exposure? Like when, in fact, you know, let's just take a step back, because when you say mainstream artists, ne, they use up and coming artists. And then it's either a low to a zero to
it's
low
a zero
budget.
It's better in a low budget, because with low, at least you get your transport fee, your catering, and so on, at least the basics. Of which I'm not saying that is right, because at the end of the day, they're making money out of the movie, out of the music by creating life.
Yeah.
So that is wrong, guys. Well, for the first time, I'd say maybe you can try it, because you do not know the ins and outs of the industry.
But let me ask this: what's wrong with a mainstream artist?
Okay.
Because we've kind of touched kancane about it the previous episode, where we want artists, actors, and actresses to start their own initiatives.
Okay.
So, they'll obviously call Tina Labashkalayo from the very, very ground. Guys, get a project, but I can't pay. Or are we saying, Guti, they should pay? Like, what are we saying?
Bona, are they getting paid for the project?
I think that's a good question. Let's just address it on both sides.
Okay.
What if they are getting paid?
If they're getting paid, they're supposed to pay the upcoming artists, because there's no exposure thing here. Remember, it can be a zero budget today, but tomorrow it's gonna get paid. If you shoot a movie on zero budget namhlanje, you go and sell it, comes Multimedia Magic, you're getting paid. Okay. So why can't you come back and pay as an artist who's 7's like?
And if it's a non-paying gig?
If it's a non-paying gig, at least we understand it's for exposure. I can go there because I know Banele is not getting paid out of the project.
Okay, but if, let's say, we are talking about your main artist, ne?
Okay.
Do you trust them when they say?
I don't trust them.
When they say it's a zero budget?
I do not trust them.
So nowadays it's all about cash.
It's all about cash, everybody for himself. That's what I've learned. So they might come and say, he's zero budget. There's no such thing as zero budget. Why would you shoot a movie and say you're gonna go and give it to Multimedia Magic? It just, I know I'm gonna give them the movie in J free of charge. Is there such a thing?
I think
when?
I don't know.
I understand Mauti.
No, the thing is, now I'm getting a shoot right? And none of my movies have panned
They
out.
didn't take it. Okay, that one says I understand. Now we're talking about you watching yourself Multimedia Magic.
And you know what Mzansi pays.
Yes. So can we still go and say that movie was a zero budget movie?
So do you think then? To answer your question, no. But then, do you think mainstream artists can't really approach a band from the ground without money?
No.
They can't.
Because remember, some projects you get money up front. they say take 50,000, go and pay your talent, your transport, your catering, and then we'll come back to and pay you the admin and all. When you choose Uber, okay, fine, let me lie to them because they are hungry and desperate for exposure. This movie is gonna get Kumzansi Magic, and then I'm not gonna pay them. It happens, and I do not think Londo into right because Sonke, honestly speaking, we are all desperate to make it. We do not know who to trust and not to trust Uban. When we look at your celebrities now, we look at them as people that can help us get somewhere.
Especially if, like, it's Kulele, the same neighborhood.
Yes, because I remember there's a lady, Owazi, can I not call the name? Owazi, somebody or actor or scandal. Nyani, the lady was an extra or scandal. I'm not saying the person or actor yena could have done something engcono, but whenever they spoke about bakula bonke bathini, I would expect that person to advise girl indoba, you know what, rather than coming here and being extra do A, B and C. At least iza kubeka somewhere.
Do you think the roles go acting are limited? And the reasoning is because mhlawumbe yena ngeke atsho ukuthi jonga do this so that uphumelele, right? Because bangathi uphumelele, it's crowded laphayana. Bangatsho ukuba yazi nisicela ukuthatha lona wena sisithi imakancinci. So is it overcrowded? Because before uphendula, in my opinion, I'm seeing a lot of drama shows that are coming out, a lot of these shows where people can present, my presenters, and Joba's Ninti Sona, unfortunately, I still see the same faces roaming. It's always the same faces, but it's no longer just the generations. It's no longer just, scandal. There's things out there, right? So my question is, do you think it's overcrowded, or are they? Why are we using the same faces? So it's two questions.
Okay.
One, is it overcrowded, and why are we always using the same faces?
Number one, to answer the first one, I wouldn't say overcrowded, no, because each and every day we've got content creators that create new content every day. We've got your Fakesons in a production more than 5. We've got your many production houses as a producer each and every day. But then again, I'm also covering the second one now. But then again, because you know that Banele was very good ku Showetile and people loved him. So why go and scout for new talent whereby we can use Banele that is already loved by people?
That's a good question, but ngokuphendula ngomunye umbuzo ukuthi nanku Beyonce yafika in the country, 2 million that spread amongst up and coming musicians to better their craft so that they are able to produce more music, and the more they do it, the more they become better. Same thing that efana nama influencers. Why are companies and paying them lots of money as opposed to taking, let's say, 2 million, like for example Samsung with the Casper, right? There's a lot of YouTube tech people that know tech. Like if I said Le is the Samsung A31, it's got a quad camera, yonke lento lena, that's because I know what I'm talking about. I'm a YouTuber, I deal with tech. But I'm just saying this is the way the world is. Don't get me wrong. This is the way the world is, right? But they would rather say, Casper, come and talk about our A series So lento mina ngikhuluma ngayo, it's something I know, right? So Samsung has an A series, which is this phone. It's not their flagship, and then they've got S series, which is their flagship phones. For a celebrity like Casper, I'm sure if he makes use of his Samsung, the S series, he doesn't use the mid-range.
Okay.
So my question is this: you said Ogoti they prefer making use of the same faces because by bars, right?
And they know they can bring viewership in it.
So my question is this: then why can't they take Leo Mali Leo, like the 2 million rands distributed amongst artists? Why can't Samsung take some of this money, give it to a bunch of YouTube tech South Africans, ne, to give a review of the phone, as opposed to giving it to the same faces?
Okay.
So it's like money circulating in that one.
That alone be inzima, ne? It's painful. I do not know how to put it, because we also do it. We as upcoming artists, we as upcoming filmmakers. Let's say today I get a funding from GFC or wherever, saying I must shoot a movie. The first person I'm thinking of is the main character. And in main character, it's 70% of people, they picture a main character as somebody or sekwe industry.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they want to capture a audience with that person.
This is not only a South African, overseas.
Yes.
Magno, Jason Statham, Denzel Washington's. People think it's a movie now.
Is Orlando. Hence I'm saying, let's not look at it as only abantu that are already established by Enzayo. We also on the ground would do it. Like sichongelana phansi. I can't have Maureen as a character, a main character, and ndimnike 20,000. La 20,000 better ndiyoyinika osisithina, because yena she's already uflora on the river.
So are you saying ukuthi ama artists la qalayo ne, they should understand ukuthi ipie iqalisikwe for the main guys?
Yes.
And then because ipie nama crumbs nasizawuthi apha phansi thina.
Yes, I'm not saying it's the way it should be, but it's what's happening now. Ingathi bisno understand that if Tina we get a stake with industry, I wish we could do things differently. I wish we could cover up for Tina on the ground, because once you get a chance, ingati you can meddle with your big gun, your big guys, of which there's nothing wrong there. Ingati nyani, you could mingle with your Fergusons and all, which is right, because you're gonna learn something. But do not leave abantu bakwe ground that you grew up with, you hustled with.
Okay, so I hear you. So let's come back to our films of little to no budget. Ne?
Yes.
When does it become exploitation? Because we've established with artists that they are big, but they want to start their own thing, and they realize that it's not easy. That's why most of the time the artist must show now, or anything happens, they are the first ones to feel it when things are not going good, right? Especially through the pandemic that we've been through. So when does it become exploitation? When even us upcoming filmmakers, but when does it become exploitation? When your main guys are now using abantu?
Okay. It happened, remember, go Voice Wandaga, when she wrote an open letter to the minister saying that Fergusons are exploiting artists. Please take it to consideration that Usus Koni was once an artist in a production. So my Boya having her own production, it's supposed to be different because she knows the struggle. she knows how hard it is to be an artist. So
yeah, I hear you. I don't know the full story, ne?
Okay.
But I think I remember Ngifunda Tiwa after 2 years, because it took 2 years for her to get a very good gig, and I think on Netflix, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but for 2 years, nje singathi Mnyango like bekavalelwa.
Uban.
That lady.
Okay.
I think we're talking about the same lady. It's just that Ngifunda, but apparently that was the headline of the story. Ukuthi, regardless of ukuthi but bamvalela channel, she will definitely like uzophumelela even
Because she was
without-
good.
Yeah, so kuyenzeka ukuthi artistic valele.
Yes.
Like in this case, if it's true, guys, I need to say this, if it is true, right? If it's true bamvalela and for 2 years bakanganamsebenzi, then because she did say ukuthi no yena impumelelo yakhe iphuma kuNkulunkulu.
Okay.
Right. I-artist yakhona ukuvalela umuntu ukuthi
It depends who you are.
like if you and I are friends, we own productions, I call you need to jonga uDumzane ungamqhasha.
Yes, that is possible. I remember kwenye agency of those guys, bane agency extras background artists. I don't know what this person did. Okay, this guy showed up late or did not show up for a shoot of being a background artist, and then the agency yamxelela that on the group that we were in that I'm gonna tell every agency to not book you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Eva. So those things happen.
And then look,
I do not know. I exited the group because I was like, no, this is not my place to be. Ngabekwazi to like uvalela ama channel people, considering that kuholwa or 200 and 150, but you still close doors for abanye bantwana.
Okay, so I've got a question. I think it's a controversial question, and you know, kunezinto, and this also applies to industries outside the film and television. There are things that we hope ukuthi zingaba ngakhona, right? And then there is actual reality. Okay, so I understand ukuthi umuntu angafika zamchinja izinto, but uthola ukuthi the industry is moving in a certain direction, and unfortunately, in order for you to really make it in this industry, you have to follow or uhambe the ways into zingakhona, right? So my question is, do you not think ukuthi in order for you to make it, you have to dance with the devil?
Okay.
You have to play according to the tune that's been set, right? Because most of figure out, I know, you know, you won't last in this industry for too long.
Which is true, because bazobuza, what's so special ngawe sawufuna utshintsha izinto? Like, why should you change things? But either way, you wouldn't last doing something that is not you. Wenza something because uBanele says you should do it. uBanele is doing this, so because uBanele made it in life, esenza so nam, I think.
Yeah, well, but okay, to be specific, I'm referring to let's say I'm a casting agency. Ne?
Okay.
You know, Guti, the rate is let's say 250, and for some reason it's as if a casting agency sat down and spoke to each other. Guti Jonga, let's not pay more than, because if one is patala abantu 400 and patala 200, you're gonna make me look bad.
True.
Right, so they somehow sat to it's as if, I'm not saying they did, I'm saying it's as if they sat together, but okay, this is the industry rate, right? But we know, you've been an artist, you know, right? And why can't they give people what's due to them? Because I think what's happening here, what this thing is centered around, connection and money.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but I would say it differs. In fact, it does not differ, because if I were to start a casting agency now, knowing very well that I started as a background artist, I know the struggle, I know everything. Once the money is here, the bone, okay, fine, I'm getting 800. So I'm supposed to give artist 600 and walk away with 200. But now, because I'm seeing Imani Nance, I become greedy. I take 600 and give the artist 2. Because other casting agencies have not been there. They do not know the struggle. They do not know the struggle of borrowing 150 to go for shoot, whereby it take home 50 rand. They do not know the struggle.
Well, maybe they do know, but they just chose to forget.
Where others
Abanye come from there.
Hence, I'm saying, yes, others they know because they've been there, but others know because they've heard or seen. I think
okay, just press the 29 minutes a bit here. The shoot button. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's okay, I can see it. Yeah, so others know, because they've been there. Like, they know what it's like by artists, so they do know.
They do know, but they choose to forget, as you said. Hence, even as we mentioned earlier, that it's funny because you were also an artist. You know the struggles. So they did not expect the Ususkone to hence, as we mentioned earlier, Uba Uvoiswa said Ususkone that they did not expect her to treat a artist like she did, exploit them. Because she was once an artist. She knows the struggles. She knows how it feels to struggle for a gig. How it feels to wake up exeni up until ebusuku, whereby it's 5,000 rand, and you're there the whole day. You're losing everything on that day for 5,000 rand. So nangaphandle, even as upcoming filmmakers or managers, the artists, they do that. They exploit the artists, even with the zero budget thing, even with the exposure thing. Remember, I once told you that as a motivational speaker, I was invited to go and speak at Sun City. It was fine. I did it out of love. I was the only motivational speaker that day. Meaning the person who booked me had faith in me, because you can never book somebody abe one the whole hour ungena faith goy. So the following day, my opinion, book 40. 40 is for exposure. Gandhi, how many exposures must I get here?
As enough as you can swallow.
So every day I'm being booked. It's for exposure. That alone is something I also learned with filmmaking, because now, as a production owner, what they do, there's people, they always book different people. You know why? Because today, if they book you and say this is a zero budget and it's for exposure, tomorrow when you come back, why should I say it's for exposure again? Because I've already seen you. And I've already taken you to Mzansi Magic. So the second time can't be exposure, because people already know you. You must pay up. Hence they choose to move people around.
Yep, I think we've run out of time.
Okay.
But I'm also thinking, go to do artists expect more from production houses, right? Maybe that's the question we should leave our audiences with, but maybe we'll also comment. But do artists expect more? The reasoning was is because I myself run a production company, you run a production company, right? So with that being said, kunezinye izinto ama challenges that should not be exposed, or the artist should not know about it.
Okay.
Should not know about the challenges that we face, right? And it's easy for artists to say, you got 50K, but 10 now niggas 4,000, right? So there's other expenses. There's other expenses that production houses has to deal with. But mhlambe, I don't know, we can talk about it next time, or that's the question that we will leave viewers, is it?
Okay, it's fine. Before we drop it, you know what happens? Let's talk about your casting agencies for background artists. What they do is they say, we give you 75% and we take 25. But you find out that they give you 25 and they take 75. What expenses are they paying? Other than booking you to go to a shoot?
Well, Leo can't really comment much on, but in thing if they said 75, but at 70, sorry, I keep 75 and they take 25. If I discover it's actually the other way around, before say I go there, that's just them purely lying.
Exactly, that's why I dropped out of such, because I found out that no man, these guys are actually exploiting us because they're taking 75 and leaving 25 for us.
Yet they did say Utubana they are.
It's written with contract that when you will get 75%, I'm taking 25.
And then as an artist, you can't say, show me your box.
Yes.
Okay.
Hence, you have to leave them because the space is sabotaged.
Okay, so in closing, what would you like to say about zero to low budget films and exploitation?
Okay, firstly, guys, if you are an artist looking for exposure, it's fine. You can do it the first time, you can do it the second time, but not the third time. You can't be looking for your exposure the third time. And another thing, shy away from your agencies as ET. They're gonna book you for your background artist. Maybe casting directors, they will notice you. No, guys, it's only 1% out of 100% airport ilondo senzeka khona. If you want to become an actor or an actress, go to school, attend trainings, and then if they say Nancy movie is zero budget, guys, there's no such thing as zero budget. We're fine now. They might not have money, but eventually when they distribute the movie, they're going to make money. Even if you shoot a music video, consider the fact that one day it's gonna pay. Yes, today they might not have money, but one day it's gonna be sold and then benze imali. Also, do not be willing to do almost everything for exposure or a prosperity, because ezinye izinto ozawungena kuzo, they are beyond control. Yeah. And do not give up. Do not give up. Keep walking. Keep walking. Yep.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Awesome. It's been an epic episode. I'm more behind the scenes, right? So maybe in the next episode, I'll give advice for like your crew, people that work with
that would be nice.
Artists. Yeah. But it's been epic, guys. My name is Banele and
Noluthando. So, guys, you can find me on YouTube channel Yam Nolu Unlimited Multimedia, and also go Instagram Nolu Unlimited Multimedia.
Yep, it's been awesome, guys. Stay blessed, and we'll see you next time.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, it will be in the lower thirds.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll constantly see it. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Because if you can see it, if you can show it, don't tell it.
Okay.
If you can tell it, then don't show it.
Okay.
That's
you
tip
had
number
it. Bye, guys.